What's up, everybody? It's me, Don Weeb here, back with part 8 for What If Naruto Was a Dragonslayer. If you guys didn't know, we had the last part a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, let's just get right into this What If. Before we do, however, make sure to go hit the subscribe button, the like button on this video, and comment down below how's your day going. If you like everything that I'm doing here and you want more from me, you can go to my second channel, Weeb, subscribe to that. I'll be doing more stuff on that soon. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. Like I said, it's been a few weeks, so let's get into a small recap before we get into the part. Last time, Naruto had defeated Gaara, and as well as the third Hokage had been killed and defeated by Orochimaru. However, Hiruzen had also gotten a final blow, as he had used the Reaper Death Seal to take Orochimaru's arms from him, thus giving the Leaf Village more time as Orochimaru and his minions had to escape. Now, Naruto and the rest of the team were waiting at the third Hokage's funeral. After the funeral, Naruto felt bad that, well, the third Hokage had died. He was walking around town when he was looking around to see how everyone was doing, when his cat Sora comes flying down and says, "Hey buddy, what you doing?" Naruto would wave to Sora, as Sora would land on his shoulder and ask how he's doing, as Sora would be happy as he's munching on a piece of fish. Naruto would pat him on the head and say that he's doing fine, and that he was just walking around to see if he could get something to eat. He then says, as he looks at Sora finishing off his food, that he looks like he was pretty hungry too. Sora says he definitely could go for something to eat as he pats his belly. Naruto laughs as they begin to head towards Ichiraku Ramen's shop. On the way there, Naruto would run into Jiraiya, who would tap him on the shoulder and say he has to talk to him about something. Naruto would turn around as Jiraiya asks if he would like to go on a small training mission with him to also go and find the new fourth Hokage. Naruto would be amazed that he was asked and that finally his skills were being shown. He thanked Igneel and says that he's going to become a strong shinobi one day, and that when he does, he's going to come find him. This is when he says definitely to Master Jiraiya. Jiraiya would tell everyone especially Kakashi, that Naruto would be going with him on a small training mission, as well as it was disguised as the fourth Hokage's mission to find Tsunade. Sasuke would be suspicious of why Naruto was leaving on his own, and would follow him after he heard about what happened. After Naruto and Jiraiya had left, Itachi as well as Kisame would come back to the Leaf Village to remind Danzo that Sasuke was still under Itachi's protection, even if the third Hokage was gone. Kakashi would be put into a critical state, in which Naruto would hear about via Sasuke eventually. Moving a few days later, Naruto would be waiting outside as he and Jiraiya are walking along the road. Jiraiya says this is far enough as he stops, and tells Naruto he wants to teach him a new technique using chakra. Naruto would wonder what it is as Jiraiya begins to form the Rasengan. He shows that using 3 steps, the shaping step, formation, as well as concentration, you can create the Rasengan. He then shoves his Rasengan into a tree, causing it to have a small explosion where he placed it. Naruto thinks that this technique is awesome and asks Jiraiya how he can do it. Jiraiya would pull out a water balloon as he places it in Naruto's hand. Naruto begins to charge chakra into the water balloon when it begins to heat up and bubble from all of his flame chakra. Jiraiya tries to tell Naruto that he needs to stop transforming his chakra into flame nature, as he naturally is used to using that all the time. Naruto would focus as he tries his hardest to try and turn his chakra nature from his normal flame type that he uses all the time into normal chakra. As he focuses a little bit harder, the water balloon bursts from heat as a rise of steam comes out of the water as it falls to the ground, boiling on the dirt. Naruto would gasp for air as he breathes out and in heavily, looking up and saying that was really difficult. Jiraiya would tell him that he has a long way to go in order to be able to undo chakra nature transformation. Naruto would begin working even harder than before, as he begins pouring everything he has into creating the Rasengan. Nothing seems to be working, however, as his natural energy is always in flame release, and he doesn't exactly understand or know how to turn it back into normal chakra. Jiraiya would sigh and tell Naruto that's enough for the day, as he pulls out a popsicle and hands one to Naruto. Naruto, who'd be starving, would be relieved as he pops the popsicle into his mouth, devouring it whole. We now have a small break as we see a young man with dark gray hair and black hair walking into a dark hideout wearing a red and black robe. "Ah, yes, you've come back," Obito, or Mamoru Chiyo, would say, as he looks to the newest member of the Akatsuki. We then see Gray Fullbuster, who we haven't seen since back during the Land of Waves, appear on screen, as we now see Gray has finally returned as he had joined the Akatsuki. "I'm back, Master Madara." Back to Naruto, we see Naruto is finishing up his popsicle as he decides that he should get back to training for the Rasengan. Jiraiya would leave him be as Naruto spends all night out practicing on trying to get used to the Rasengan. Eventually, he comes up with a sort of mock way of doing it, as he decides he'll show Jiraiya sometime when he has more time to do so. Jiraiya, the next morning, immediately tells Naruto he has to head out to do some research. Naruto would stay inside the hotel when, as he's sitting there, he hears a knock at the door. "Coming!" Naruto would say as he rushes over to the door. Just as he walks to the door, however, he smells, using his increased senses, that there's two people standing behind the door, and that one of them's holding a weapon. Naruto quickly dives back away from the door as it bursts open with a kick, as Itachi Uchiha's red blood eyes, as well as Kisame, are both standing there. Naruto would prepare a fire dragon roar immediately, as he blasts it out of his mouth towards the two. Itachi would quickly use his own Amaterasu's flames to try and burn out Naruto's. As Naruto sees the Amaterasu flames beginning to come towards him, he coughs as he has no idea what's going on. As Itachi hits Naruto with the Amaterasu flames, Kisame sighs and tells Itachi that they said not to kill him immediately. Itachi sighs and says he didn't mean to do it on purpose, and that he hadn't struggled so much he wouldn't have to. Just as Itachi and Kisame finish their conversation, they turn back to see the flames beginning to move towards Naruto's mouth. "These flames taste nasty," Naruto thinks as he continues devouring them. Itachi is horrified as he sees that what this person's doing, this Jinchuriki. He tells Kisame that they need to get out of there, because this child can, for some reason, is able to take out the Amaterasu flames. As Naruto finishes breathing in the rest of the flames, he then burps as he tells him that he's all fired up now. Naruto charges his flames together as he creates a black flame in his right hand and a bright red flame in his left. He then tells Itachi and Kisame that they're going down. Kisame would pull out his sword Samehara, as Naruto then says, "With the flames from my right hand and the flames from my left hand, Black Flame Dragon, Brilliant Flame!" As Naruto bursts the black and orange flames, throwing them towards Itachi and Kisame. Suddenly, Naruto is shocked when he sees Kisame slice the black flames in half, as they go sprawling onto different sides of the hotel and begin to burn it. Itachi tells Kisame they really need to get out of there, as suddenly Jiraiya appears out of nowhere. Just as Jiraiya does so, Sasuke comes around the corner with a Chidori, almost catching Itachi off guard. Itachi grabs Sasuke by the neck and pulls him up against a wall, telling him that he shouldn't be there, that his hate is not strong enough for him yet. He then uses his Eye Dojutsu powers of the Sharingan to force Sasuke into a Genjutsu. As Sasuke passes out, Jiraiya and Naruto together would be intimidating enough that the two Akatsuki members would leave, their nine-tailed Jinchuriki prey behind. Naruto would immediately go over to check on Sasuke, as he had seen Sasuke get afflicted by a Genjutsu by Itachi just before they had left. Naruto rushes over as he picks up his best friend, who's knocked out cold. Jiraiya would send word to the village about what happened with the two Akatsuki members, as well as they send Sasuke back to get immediate medical attention. Naruto would ask Pervy Sage if there's anything that he can do to help Sasuke and Kakashi-sensei. Jiraiya would say that finding Tsunade would make it a lot easier, as, after all, Tsunade was extremely proficient in medical ninjutsu, which could be used to help Sasuke and Kakashi. Naruto would continue to practice working on the Rasengan, but he just can't seem to be able to quite grasp it just yet. After a while, Jiraiya and Naruto, after traveling for several more days, would come across a tavern inside of a small town. As Jiraiya and Naruto walk through the door and they take a seat, just about as Naruto and Jiraiya are about to take their seat, they would turn to the left and see Lady Tsunade sitting there with her attendant, as well as a small pig. Jiraiya would tap Naruto on the shoulder and say change of plans as he points over to Tsunade. He then whispers to Naruto that that's Lady Tsunade, as they are walking over to the table. Jiraiya would take a seat with Naruto on the outside chair as they sit down, with Tsunade looking up to see who just joined them at their table. Tsunade would see Jiraiya, she hiccups and says it's been a while since she's seen him, Jiraiya. Jiraiya would then begin to explain to Tsunade about the situation back at the Leaf Village, and how he needs her to come back to be the next Hokage, as the third Hokage Hiruzen, their master, has died. She would then scoff as she thinks about having to take the Hokage position. Tsunade would begin to trash talk about how the Hokage's position is for nothing but fools, who want to waste their life away in some office. Naruto, who has no real connection to the Hokage's office, or wanting to be the Hokage in general, as it's not necessarily his dream in this timeline, wouldn't really be offended, and thus Tsunade and Naruto wouldn't have their battle. At least not over that of the Hokage's position. Tsunade would instead talk about how the third Hokage, Hiruzen, was so stupid for staying in office for so long, and that if he really wanted to live a longer life, he should have dropped it as soon as he had the chance. Naruto would tighten his fist at this thought as she continues to trash talk the third Hokage. "That's enough!" Naruto would say as he stands up. Tsunade would look up at this child who she just only met and realized was sitting there along with Jiraiya when she hiccups again. Naruto then says that she shouldn't disrespect Gramps like that, and that she shouldn't disrespect the dead. Naruto has a small flashback as he thinks about the third Hokage accepting him when he first came to Leaf Village. Naruto would challenge Lady Tsunade to a fight. "If I win," Naruto would say, "then you have to come back and at least try to be the Hokage. Not only that, but also you have to help and heal my friends." He thinks of Sasuke as well as Kakashi, who were both in critical conditions. Tsunade would accept this proposal, as she tells him that she's ready for anything. They both walk outside the bar as Naruto gets on one end of the street, and Tsunade on the other. Jiraiya would count down, and as soon as he says 1, Naruto would begin to summon flames from himself. He bursts flames at the back of his feet to give him a boost of speed, as he goes flying towards Tsunade at a high rate. She's impressed with his use of chakra control on his feet. Immediately after this, Naruto would come in with a Fire Dragon Talon as he comes slamming down on top of Tsunade. As he kicks her on the left shoulder, sending her into the ground, Tsunade would punch upwards with all of her strength, causing Naruto to go flying into the air. Naruto would bring all his chakra into his throat and mouth as he suddenly bursted out, "Fire Dragon Roar!" He uses this technique as he blasted towards Tsunade. Tsunade is completely engulfed by the flames as she is pushed back several feet. She swipes the flames away as she creates a medical chakra blade and prepares to swipe it at Naruto. Naruto bends all the way backwards as he then comes flying up with a kick. Fire Dragon Iron Fist! He throws a Fire Dragon Iron Fist into Tsunade's gut as she goes flying backwards, sprawling into the dirt. Tsunade then punches the earth as a large earthquake appears and begins to swallow all of the surrounding area. Now, Tsunade walks towards Naruto as his legs are stuck in the ground. She prepares a large punch as she's about to slam Naruto in the head. As she's about to do so, however, Naruto would be preparing another attack as he forces all of his flame chakra into his feet, where he blasts it out as a large explosion, seemingly like a volcano, comes erupting from the ground. He rises up with a kick, hitting in Tsunade's jaw. She goes flying into the air. She uses this as she bounces off the wall of a building, and uses the momentum to go flying towards Naruto as she headbutts him in the gut. Naruto is completely knocked out as he falls to the ground, having no idea what happened. After a while, Tsunade would get down to the ground as Naruto pulls himself up. She tells him there's no point, that there's no way he can beat her, as Naruto pushes himself up as he punches the ground, saying there's no way he's ever going to give up. As Naruto pulls himself onto his feet, he begins to charge flame energy into his hand, as he creates a Fire Dragon style. Fire Dragon style! Rasengan Flame Mode! Naruto, instead of using the regular chakra as Jiraiya had to create the small blue orb of energy, would create the Rasengan, a red flaming ball of heat, in one hand condensed into a small area, causing it to feel like a burning sun. He rushes towards Tsunade as he tries to thrust the flaming Rasengan into her and maybe win the fight. Tsunade dives out of the way as she slices the Rasengan in half with a medical chakra blade, as it bursts into a large explosion of fire. Naruto passes out as she's extremely impressed with him. She then tells Jiraiya that this boy is incredibly strong for his age, and asks who he is. Jiraiya would tell her about the fourth Hokage's son and what had happened to him so long ago, and she would realize who this is after his description. She would say that he has seemingly mastered the Rasengan, in which Jiraiya would correct her. No, he never learned the Rasengan. He's incapable of turning his chakra into anything besides flame nature, and so whenever he uses the properties of the Rasengan, he creates a sort of flame orb like that. from what I've seen at least. We see Jiraiya spying on Naruto at night, as Naruto is perfecting working on condensing so much power into one small ball. Tsunade would say she needs some time in order to think about the proposal of being the Hokage. She would tell Jiraiya that she'll need some more time, and that to meet up with her at the ruins tomorrow for her final decision. Tsunade would meet up with Orochimaru the next day, as Naruto would finally wake up as Jiraiya takes him there. As the two finally make it to the ruins, they would see Orochimaru and Tsunade talking, with Orochimaru's arms in bandages. Jiraiya would tell Naruto about the attack they're going to correlate, as he prepares his Toad Oil-style flame jutsu. As Naruto comes from behind and he shoots towards Orochimaru, Orochimaru dodges out of the way as Naruto inhales the flames and takes in their power. Now, having a good meal, he says he really has a fire in his belly, as he begins to create a flame attack. Orochimaru and Kabuto would get out of the way as Tsunade prepared this ambush. Tsunade would go into the attack as she goes after Kabuto. Immediately, Kabuto, knowing her weakness, would show blood on his hand as she falls back, not realizing that he knew about this weakness of hers. Orochimaru and Jiraiya would get into battle as Kabuto and Naruto face off. "Leave Granny Tsunade alone," Naruto would say as he crunches his fist. "Kabuto." He remembers him from the Chunin exams a while back, and Kabuto would smirk, saying that if it isn't the fire breather. Naruto would tell him that he's going down, as he begins to rush towards Kabuto. As he runs towards Kabuto, he begins to charge flame into the back of his feet again, as he comes flying up with a downwards kick, directly on top of Kabuto's head, sending him deep into the ground. Kabuto would come with a medical chakra blade, just as he's about to slice at Naruto. "I've already seen that trick before," Naruto would say as he dives out of the way, using his flames as a jetpack to push out. As he's now into the air, away from Kabuto, he uses a fire dragon roar and breathes it down towards Kabuto, who is completely engulfed by the flames. Kabuto would show that he had now boosted himself using medical chakra from his medical ninjutsu, as he had somehow survived this flame attack. He tells Naruto he'll have to do better than that if he wants to beat him. Naruto who would be scratched up at this point, would be in disbelief that he survived this. He then decides he's going to have to go all out, as he protects Lady Tsunade. Kabuto comes running at him with a chakra blade, as he tries to stab Naruto. Naruto grabs his hand with his own, as he then prepares his most powerful attack. Naruto begins to charge the Flame Rasengan style in his right hand, as he makes it grow larger and larger. "Fire Dragon Rasengan style! Inferno!" Naruto would thrust the Rasengan Inferno style into Kabuto as it begins to spin even larger. Naruto would continue to add flames as Kabuto is sent back by the power of the flaming Rasengan. Naruto then breathes in a gasp of air as he then shoots out a breath of Fire Dragon Roar. The flames shoot past him, pushing him back a little as they collide into Kabuto's already flaming body. Kabuto is completely charred as his body has some third-degree burns all over it. He falls back as he falls to the ground, knocked out, sweat pouring across his entire body with his clothes burned. He would turn back to see Tsunade, who was in absolute shock of the amazement of the power that she had just displayed. Tsunade would give him the necklace of the first Hokage, which would begin to seal the Kyuubi's chakra inside, giving Naruto more access to Igneel's chakra from within him. Naruto would thank Tsunade and ask if she's alright. Tsunade would give Naruto that kiss on the forehead like she did in the original and says that she's alright. This is when Jiraiya, they see, and Orochimaru's fight concludes. Orochimaru would desummon his snake as he comes flying down to try and grab Kabuto, using a jutsu to get out of there before Jiraiya can intercept him. Now, Jiraiya, Naruto, and Tsunade would head back to the Leaf Village. If you guys want to see the next part, part 9 for What If Naruto was a Dragonslayer, make sure you hit the like button, comment down below what you think, and subscribe to the channel for more. We are almost at 4,000 subscribers. Once we hit 4,000 subscribers, then I'm going to start my new series that I've been talking about. Well, hopefully once I finish all these other ones. But enough of that. I will see all of you guys later. Bye.